Now, so as each of us, we need to watch out and we need to be mindful that the enemy is not work, the enemy is not joking, the enemy is not playing, and he will do everything. It will pass to your closest friend, it will flow to your parents, it will flow to your church, it will flow into your church members, your co-workers, your Facebook friends. He will go through any length necessary to get you to a place where your relationship with God is broken. Your purpose is broken. So, what is a broken vessel? A broken vessel is a vessel just like this vase right here. You know, it's a vessel that looks good sometimes, but is worth nothing because it cannot hold itself up. Or you can't put anything in it because it's broken. It's missing a leg. It's chipped from it's missing pieces. It still looks good if you turn it the right way. If you look at it a certain way, it might still look good, appeasing to the eye. But if you try to put something in it, vamos olhar assim en Haïti. Prenez de l'eau, et vous mettez le chita. Because when you look at it with the naked eyes, it looks fine. Until you put the content in it, and it starts to leak. Okay? Okay? Okay. What can you do about that now? I mean, if you're willing to waste the content, you're going to keep pouring in it. But if you don't want to waste the content, what do you have to do? Throw it away. Because now it's worthless. It's rendered to nothing. There's no purpose for it anymore. When I was trying to figure out what is the definition of brokenness, this is what dictionary shows me. Brokenness is forcibly separated into two or more pieces. It's fractured, it's broken, it's incomplete. It's being in a state of disarray and disorder. It's intermittently stopping and starting, so it's not just flowing, it's just something that is broken. It's something that sometimes starts and stops. Discontinuous, a broken transmission. It changes abruptly. It's spoken with gaps or errors, subdued totally, humbled, weakened, and infirm. It gives the appearance of completion, but it's not completed because it's broken. No matter how much the broken vessel smile, it's only an appearance of completion because it's missing pieces. No matter how good looking the dress is, the suit that Joseph is wearing, it doesn't change anything because brokenness is brokenness. You're going to get to a place where your suit will not be able to cover your imperfection. It changes, it fluctuates, start and go. Now, when I read these definitions, you start thinking of people's lives. Some people that we know are broken, but they don't know they are broken, but you will recognize a tree by its fruits. If you watch close enough, you will know they are broken because there is no consistency in them. Some of the men are looking at me, you know what I'm talking about with inconsistency. Fickle in nature. People that are fickle in nature, there are sometimes this, sometimes that. There is a sense of brokenness. It gives the appearance of usefulness, but it's not. It gives the appearance of purposefulness, but it's not. Matthieu, as we went through this morning, and help you identify the reason why you were broken. And I'm sure that everybody here got it. Because some of us, our will is subdued by our fakeness. We want to live right, but we're so prideful that we cannot see the things that is hindering us from getting to where we are. We blame the world for our current position, except for ourselves, except for our choices, except for our decision. Well, if you want to come back and be useful again, the first thing I told you last night you needed to do was to admit that you're broken. It's to admit that you're not perfect. It's to admit that when you're smiling, that doesn't mean you're happy. You're just moving your lips, but your heart is hurting. Just because you always got a smile on your face, that doesn't mean you have peace of mind. I had a brother in my church. Church would be over within 30 minutes. He's always the last one to leave. Always the last one to leave. And I always asked him, go home. Why can't you go home? Why do I need to give you a key? Because he's always the last one to leave. So one day God told me to watch him. So I pulled away from the parking lot and I backed up and I'm watching him. He cracked jokes with everybody until the last person said, let me go, I need to go home. Like he's always moving to the next person. Every time somebody said, let me go, I gotta go home, he moved into the next. He always got the last joke, always got the last joke, always got the last joke. But I'm trying to watch to see what's going on with him. So I pulled back. Everybody was gone. He was still sitting in the parking lot. I'm sitting across from him and I'm watching. About 20 minutes, he got up and started his car and drove off. I followed him. He got into his neighborhood, went into his neighborhood, came right back out. And he drove again for about 10 to 15 minutes. By the time he comes back, I'm right in front of his house. And he asked, where did you come from? I said, I was following you. I said, what's going on? So for a very long time, he's watching you not trying to go home. And he says, Pastor, my house is like hell. I'm like, well, I don't understand that. You and your wife seem to be so happy together. You guys are still, seems to be always together. You need to see them at church. They always sit next to each other. His arm is always around her back. And I'm like, so, you give the appearance that you guys are happy. Why don't you want to go home? He says, Pastor, every time I drive home and I know I'm going to go home, my head's starting to hurt because I'm walking into hell. And I'm like, wow. You know how hard it would be for you to notice that? Because he knows how to cover it well. He covers it with jokes. Some of us, we become masters in covering things up, covering our pain, covering our hurt. But if you keep covering it, how do you get help for it? But the problem is, who am I going to talk to? You have nobody you can rely on to help you pray without putting your business out there. We're no longer accountable for each other. I'm going to continue to repeat this. Church used to be a place of commitment. We used to be committed to one another. We used to be committed with everybody else's happiness. We used to be committed to help you gain your strength. We used to be committed to pray for one another. We used to be committed to help each other up because we believe strongly as a church, as a body, we all need each other. I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body because I need you to survive. You need me to survive. Not anymore. Not anymore. It seems like everybody in church has problems now. But we're so fake about our problems, we keep comparing our lives to others to see how better we are. But in reality, we're not really better. Sometimes we know how to cover our crap more than others. But that doesn't make you any better. We just know how to cover it. But the more you cover it,